לאדוני הישועה, אל עמך ברכתך. סלה.
Everybody out there, this is Selah on Yeshua, and this is number 14. And today it's over Psalms 49, 13 through 15, and that says this.
This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Selah.
Okay, so I like that. Man's way thinks that his ways are better, right? But Jesus said that, Yeshua said that his ways are better. And in Isaiah it says that there was no beauty that we should desire him. And I like how in verse 14 it says, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. But he, will not. He shall receive me. Okay, he shall also remain. All right. And so Yeshua said man's ways are wrong and they're wicked generations. Okay. And we can see that in Matthew 12, 41 through 50, which is this.
The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here.
So those men listened to what Jonas said and repented, and they listened to God's ways and left their old ways, right?
The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it. For she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And behold, a greater than Solomon is here.
Right, so the woman did the same thing, right? She listened to God's ways and changed her ways, right?
When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
So you see, their wicked generation, just like ours, is being controlled by devils, right? And he said that, if they listen to God's ways and his ways, Yeshua, then they can overcome this. And let's pray that we all do right.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him,
Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, and said, Behold my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother.
So even his family is to learn his ways. You are his family if you follow his ways. Okay, so he's basically saying learn his ways, Yeshua. And we can see that in Matthew 22, 1 through 46, which says this.
Matthew 22. And Jesus answered, and spake unto them again by parables, and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants, and entreated them spitefully, and slew them.
Okay, so they went back to their basic lives. Okay, they wouldn't listen to the ways that a certain king, right? Jesus, a certain king, told them his ways, and that the marriage was ready and to be prepared and watch and all that stuff. But they just wanted to go back to their normal lives of working and their merchandise, their things of the world. And they even, became murderous and wicked, right?
But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies, and destroyed those murderers, and burned up their city. Then saith he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen.
Right, so if we want to be chosen, we want to follow his ways.
Then went the Pharisees, and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying,
Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of God in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us, therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar, or not?
But Jesus perceived their wickedness, and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites? Shew me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny. And he saith unto them, Whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him,
Caesar's.
Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's.
Right, so if you want to follow after Caesar, follow after Caesar. If you want to follow after God, follow after God's ways.
When they had heard these words, they marveled, and left him, and went their way.
Their way. They went their way.
The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying,
Master, Moses said, If a man die, having no children, his brother shall marry his wife, and raise up seed unto his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto his brother. Likewise the second also, and the third unto the 7th. And last of all, the woman died also. Therefore, in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her.
Jesus answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the Scriptures, nor the power of God.
So if you want to know his ways, you need to know the Scriptures, right?
For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? God is not the God of the dead, but of the living.
So see, Jesus knew the Father's ways, so that's why we should follow Jesus, right?
And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadducees to silence, they were gathered together. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, and saying,
Master, which is the great commandment in the law?
Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Jesus asked them, saying, What think ye of Christ? Whose son is he? They say unto him,
The son of David.
He saith unto them, How then doth David in spirit call him Lord? Saying, The Lord said unto my Lord, Sit thou on my right hand, till I make thine enemies thy footstool. If David then called him Lord, how is he his son? And no man was able to answer him a word. Neither durst any man from that day forth ask him any more questions.
So he set them straight, talking about his ways, right? Okay, so if we go back to Psalms 49, we can see in verse 15 that it says, But God will redeem my soul from the power of the grave, for he shall receive me. Okay, and I thought that was interesting because the Father receives the Son, right? And it says that in John 20:17, Jesus said unto her, Touch me not, for I have not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, to my God and to your God. Okay, so I thought that was very interesting too, because the Father receives the Son. Okay, well, that's Selah on Yeshua number 14. Thank you for watching. Wake and watch for Yeshua. God is love, and I love God. Amen.